okay. May I tell you how much I appreciate your asking me to share some of my ideas with you? The title of my address is, If You Find This World Bad, You Should See Some of the Others.
Mathematicians refer to a matrix as an array of numbers that is two dimensions, so that the numbers can be arranged in rows and columns. In 1977, the science fiction author Philip K. Dick gave an unusual speech in which he used the term matrix to refer to something like a computer-generated 3D world. So by analogy, the world being referred to is one composed of informational arrays that could be programmed. Phil K. Dick succeeded in shocking his audience with the eccentricity of his worldview. If he is correct, then the world around us is merely a small part of a dimensionally larger universe that contains many possible worlds whose presence is only dimly felt and suspected by only a few.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs.
The idea of deja vu as evidence of a matrix world was referenced years later in the movie known as The Matrix, where the central character Neo observes the black cat behaving oddly. Could the experience of deja vu be a clue to the true nature of the world around us?
We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, deja vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant, and I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this an alternative world branched off, became actualized instead of the prior one, and that in fact, in literal fact, we are once more living this particular segment of linear time.
Phil K. Dick also referenced other unusual phenomena such as memories of past lives as possible evidence of a matrix-like world. Earlier in the speech, he also introduces the idea of a chief programmer who reserves the right to alter events in the timeline. The action of the programmer would cause events to branch in a way that was lateral to the timeline, so that historical alterations would be almost impossible to verify empirically. The chief programmer's aims and intentions are thwarted by a dark counterplayer who also possesses some capacity to alter events in the timeline. There appears to be a difference in the style of event alteration between the two rivals. The counterplayer's machinations appear to bring about a total victory, but the chief programmer has the capacity to anticipate every move by the opponent, in such a way as to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. This struggle between good and evil in the human world would play out in non-linear time. Could some individuals have a vague sense that world events have played out very differently from how they are portrayed in official historical narratives? The control of information would, in a surreptitious way, serve to conceal alterations to the timeline. The speech given by Phil K. Dick moves in an even more elliptical direction when he begins to consider the notion that several of his major works represent alternative timelines.
So let us ask, does any one of us remember in any dim fashion a worse Earth circa 1977 than this? Have our young men seen visions and our old men dreamed dreams? Nightmare dreams specifically about a world of enslavement and evil, of prisons and jailers and ubiquitous police. I have. I wrote out these dreams in novel after novel, story after story. To name two in which this prior ugly present obtained most clearly, I cite The Man in the High Castle and my 1974 novel about the U.S. as a police state, called Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said. I'm going to be very candid with you. I wrote both novels based on fragmentary residual memories of such a horrid slave state world.
Both of the novels mentioned by Philip K. Dick feature paradigm-shifting concepts of alternative history. The idea of a timeline shift is perhaps the ultimate deus ex machina, or God from the machine. That is to say, it is the ultimate unexpected plot twist that throws the protagonist into a new perspective. Could Philip K. Dick's exploration of alternative history be something like a real-life autobiography, stretched out over a vista of divergent alternative worlds?